Okay, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I plan on completing the chapter that I left off on. So let's get to it. Okay, the prosecution calls its next witness. Witnesses. I've already screwed up.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once.
Can multiple people testify at one time? Apparently. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Oh, that stash.
Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesa Nosa, reporting for duty, sir.
So wait, yes, no.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from efflorescence, good lord, efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rosate, a humble premises in the 2nd district of Curio Correcta, at your service. An antique dealer and soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios in which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. Try saying it! Good lord.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's regularly at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. I heard his hand slam down on the podium.
So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening? The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment he shot the victim dead. Yes? Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
what the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At the precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. Okay, I felt like I heard something weird at that point. I heard something like, black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously abscond precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. The wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. That sounds like a baby crying. Does he have a little baby behind his back? What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. Times of Jack the Ripper. Oh, you can't bring that in the courtroom! But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. Someone should have told you when you see a gun, stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. And I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, that. Well, if that's the truth, there's obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Cross-examination? Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. Hey! Don't yell out yes. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. At least I have a friend. Huh? How do you know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it, it is irrelevant. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Gulp. Cosmo is so commanding. Oh yeah, those shoulders. Oh. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. All right. This is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Oh, this boy's so screwed. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that soldier said... which means what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but... it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. There's no slam! Oh my god! Alright then. It's all or nothing. Pat. Okay, what witnesses saw. Okay, so I'm gonna try. My typical tactic is just pressing them for everything they say. See if they reveal anything.
Yes!
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. Alright then. This beefsteak you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Attention! Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh. If food could receive medals of honor, beefsteak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. Do you have a baby on you somewhere? Because I heard that again. This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it! Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Oops, sorry. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is this just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of whack crying noise? Negative! There it is. Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Oh, that was supposed to be weird. Affirmative. Not easy knowing what questions to ask. Yes, I am a prime presser. Thank you. Got an achievement. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. I would like to know what a curio is. It's probably not that relevant, but...
Yes!
I have no idea what you're talking about. A koban, boy. A koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. I don't like the way you're looking at me. I took myself to the restaurant the following day, with said item secreted in my bosom pocket. Those two words should not go together and not be used in this conversation. In the hope of an affluent cognoscente appraised of its indisputable value being present. Vocabulary. So, you were hoping to sell your koban coin. Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant.
Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that the penniless soldier would have no hope in purchasing a precious koban. Isn't that so?
Well... You little upstart cadet! You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Latent subordination!
No, I didn't say anything.
Although penniless might be just the word I was looking for.
In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage a discourse about matters of business. The gentleman beside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect.
I see. At that precise moment, the firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. Didn't hear the wah, so I'm just gonna press that.
Yes!
So, you're saying that you actually saw me at the time? Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian.
But that's impossible. I only...
Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Uh-oh, busted. ARG! And double R! My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of a murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means... a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, Cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? You think I got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well, it would seem the soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Oh, that's it. That's the evidence, because he was shot from the front, so... The chest bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Okay. So... present with...
Yes!
Dot. What are you playing at, Cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
What nonsense. What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth.
You think this proves beyond a doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
Ugh, this is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the courts. Cosimo, what? What are you talking about? It appears from the single glance at this post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Iesa Nosa. Yes, sir? What, sir? Oh, it's yes, sir, no, sir. Iesa Nosa. The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed a crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. Why not, cadet? Because... As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from the pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. Oh, so I could have presented either of them. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. That is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, he does have a baby! Don't push on the baby's head! What the... What was that? It just popped up from behind his back and he pushed it down again. Certainly there's clearly a discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nelson? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir.
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing the gun at all.
Ugh, that's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Inconsistencies here. Yay, another achievement. There's been complete runabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. This is what being an ace attorney is all about. Okay, if there are any people watching this, I'm pretty sure that this is more of a dramatic representation of ace attorney. I bring drama to the courtroom. Or dramatic representation of being an attorney. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
Treasure?
Indeed! Hote Koban, my prized coin! On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude, that is not a word, to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Roste.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you.
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I preferred my Hote treasure. Believe me that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not. I was talking like Yoda, but I was presented with a little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, there was no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished.
Hunting round under the table.
Starting to get voice myself.
Hunting round under the table. I was in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoye treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest. Did you find the coin in the end?
No.
I see.
That lamentable day, the precious Hoye Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi?
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
Oh, fled a tiger. I was trying to say fell a tiger.
My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as clerical glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir.
Let's swig up my water here.
Oh, little baby, so cute.
Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think.
Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up in your ranks, sir. Name? Ido.
It would seem those straps are assigned to the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Hideout. Attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
I don't know, sir. Like, I don't know, sir? I don't know, sir? The true culprit.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out.
Voice is killing me.
Yes!
Oh, I couldn't read that.
Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. There was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Shouldn't that be turned in, like, before the trial starts?
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can clearly be seen, there is only one place set.
Is there anything else? Much on a steak, the knife's dirty, water's been drank. Is that a bottle of steak sauce or wine? Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in company of anyone else.
This doesn't make any sense.
The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. A bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table. I'm willing to bet in the Japanese version that's supposed to be a bottle of champagne. But no alcohol in the English games.
I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman.
The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with her.
It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain in no time after all. On time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Aochi, have contributed to the enmity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule.
Stand tall, Rinosuke. It's not over yet.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick. Understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times.
Ugh. Okay, let's see.
Yes!
No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of an uninformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet.
Of a uniformed officer.
Of a fledgling cadet.
I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
How can you tell? Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I?
And yet, it is undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it.
Have what?
Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all, don't you?
Grr.
Let's not forget that the antique dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Kurakuda-san?
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Yes!
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor.
Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it anyway.
I just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed the gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, a gunshot rang in my ears. Over events beyond our control, life is.
Sorry? What do you mean?
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the crowbar from the floor and find myself in equal testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
Wait, is that really considered a pistol or is it a revolver?
Furthermore, visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Let's check on something. I don't want to present this by accident. I just want to examine it. Oh. Looks like there's another glass there at the corner. Silhouette of a glass or something. Oh, it's probably the flowers. Never mind. Let's press this one.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
As you've been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear.
Ew.
And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Maybe there have been more people dining there at the time. Someone else had noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. Right time between lunch and dinner at any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at that clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
At a clinic, yes? It would indeed appear to be an entry for that date in question. 19th November, noon past 1 p.m. Very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on this case.
I wonder. What do you think, Renosuke?
Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you requested for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it can be useful. Dr. Wilson's medical report to be submitted as evidence or not. Yeah, sure. Can't hurt.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask that your medical report card be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have the right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon.
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. You got the right to call.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. What we need right now is a new clue, so maybe we can find a clue with this. Let's look at... Wait. Examine it.
prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you.
But it's the day after the festival already for you.
Perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korkuta-san.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone?
And I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let's not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only one single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one.
No.
The sergeant, the waiter who testified before. It's not possible that they're all lying. So, why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Therefore, none other than the Black Detective Dispatch Englishman over and out.
Yes!
Aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, Cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. If both of you had failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible.
Unfortunately for you, Defendant Maruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone.
Sorry?
The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone.
That's right. Precisely. In other words, you're screwed, dude. You were the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But such a woman were indeed present at the scene, then the prosecution demands to see proof. And with no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It's a greatly waste of the court's time. Nothing I can say to that.
Excellent work, Leonowski. We need some new information now.
Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't say that it brings any discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. That medical report card you got before. This? Yes, it's a brand new piece of evidence. Perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? Most of some pieces of evidence bear up my class. These are the ones you may examine. The space is the key Crosshairs start to pulsate. After crosshairs pulsate, there's space to investigate.
says on the clinic. It's medical report card. Clinics also should I hate hospitals and the surgeries. Aren't they all the same? I was 5 and not the only pull I ever had in my life. I remember how I felt awfully ready. I had this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have it. Anyway, I don't think it's the clinic where they treat people. It's people who you don't want to miss it. This medical report was first issued quite some time ago. Probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why, with a family doctor I met. You can imagine going to a doctor as long as I'm alive and never consult him. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. You don't. So you don't like doctors then. What would you do? If you drink more than taste of medicine, they give you painful injections. They save lives. They demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. That is a stubbornness no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Curiosity. Another achievement. Yay. Let's have a look. Some kind of medical history. Data professor's account. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean a tooth in there? It would seem so, just before the attack, he had a bad tooth. Perhaps they use laughing gas as the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. It's actually the even actually start you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure. Oh, really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. think. And I'm going to call it here because my throat's getting pretty scratchy. So we'll find out the rest of what happens next time. And as for now, you all stay safe, stay healthy, stay awesome. Catch you all next time. Bye-bye.